So what is the biggest mistake that people do when they're trying to plan for the next year or maybe the next quarter? In this video, I want to talk to you about the short little thing that you need to think about beyond just the goals and targets you're actually aiming for. If you don't do this properly, it just adds to your stress and adds to you repeating the same mistake every single year. Hey there, I'm Laurence Tham, your Chiro coach. In today's video, we're going to talk about planning and preloading your next year, but more importantly, the biggest mistake that most people make when it comes to planning for any goals or any target or any year. Listen, if I ask you a simple question right now, which is to say, what are your goals or what are you trying to achieve in the next year, in say 2022 or whatever it is? What would you say to me? And then you're going to list a bunch of things. And my next question I would ask you is, how many of those goals that you just told me are exactly the same goals from last year or last quarter? All right, really be honest with that, right? Really be honest with that. Because if you wrote down 5 goals or 3 goals, and those goals have been the same goals as the previous time and the time before that and the time before that, that's a problem. Because now it's just realizing, shouldn't you be asking the question and go, why do I have that goal and why haven't I achieved it already? So you see, most people think, right? And I know you don't, you understand this logically when I say this out loud, but most people think that if you set a goal, you're going to achieve it. But the reality is that that's only part of the formula, right? Just because you set a goal doesn't mean anything about achieving it. You actually have to do part number 2, which is actually achieve it, which is actually doing all the things and planning and making sure you are doing everything right to get to that goal. Setting goals is easy. If setting goals were easy, everybody would be successful, but not everybody's successful. So if I said my goal is I'm going to run a marathon next year, right? I need to then start planning about how to actually train for one, because I've never, if I never ran in my life or never ran more than 2K, say, I need to figure out how to run, what shoes to buy, what nutrition things I need to consider, what coach I need to have to kind of train me, to actually build a program that that's going to get me to that marathon mile and those marathon distances, right? I can't just go out there and just plan it. I'm gonna have to do a whole bunch of research. And that's the key element, right? Most people think of like, all right, well, I'm going to set my goals for next year. This is what my goal that they're going to be, and I'm going to achieve it. Well, if that's true, and some of you watching this is probably true, but most people don't realize is that most people need a little bit of guidance and need a bit of perspective. But here's the one thing that I teach all my clients, and the most important question I'm going to ask you to think about this when you start planning for the following year. Obviously, the first thing you should ask is, what do I want to achieve next year? The most important question to ask is, for what reason? The question is why? Why are you doing it? So let's just say your goal is to see 200 a week or 150 a week. I don't care what the number is. But for what? Why? Why are you doing it? If you don't have a really good reason why, if it's just a number, if it's just for you so you can feel good about yourself, if that's their identity, or if it's just because that's a goal what everybody else is doing, or that's what you're expected to do, or that's what your boss expects you to do, or society or your colleagues or your profession or your tribe, that's not the right reason, because I guarantee you'll never achieve it. You have no desire to, because it's not really your own goal. If you don't have a strong why of why you're achieving that particular goal, then it's probably not worth it. And this is why most of us are comfortable. Most of us are comfortable where we are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you really do want to sincerely grow, it has to be worthwhile. No one pursues anything unless it's worthwhile. Now, if you're thinking about from a chiropractic perspective, is that you became a chiropractor. It took 5 years to get there for some of you 4 years, some of you 8 years. Whatever it is, there was a goal. That goal was to graduate, but that wasn't their only reason. It was why. Well, there's many reasons why. Because it's going to give me a career. It's going to help me have a career that makes really good money, or has the potential, or has to start my own business, or it gives me autonomy to run my own life. It gives me, I can travel, I can do this, I can help people. Like, so a lot of reasons why. All of those reasons is what makes you go through those tough exams, those all-nighters, those, studying crap that you don't need to study for. Right? And going through the process, jumping through hoops, all of those things. That's the reason why. Not because you wanted to graduate. That's the goal, of course, but it's the reason why beyond the goal. So when you create your goal for next year or whatever it is, ask the simple question, why are you doing it? And is the why worthy enough of you? Is this something that you really, truly want? Does it move you away from the pain that you're experiencing? If it doesn't cause any pain whatsoever for you to move away from, you're probably not going to do it. And this is why you keep on putting the same freaking goal out there. Let's face it. You have a particular reason why you want to achieve certain things. And it's not just for altruistic reasons. Yes, we want to help people. We want to contribute. Of course, that's what we do. We want to do it for the profession and make the profession better. Yes, of course. But that doesn't usually turn most people enough juice to kind of go, yes, that's what I want to do it for. For some of you, yes, but for most people, they're also, let's face it, they're going to do it for personal reasons because they're going to make X amount of money so that they can actually get to somewhere in life financially, security, and freedom to do the things that they want to do in life. Have a nice house for their family. Put your kids through private school, for example, or travel and see the world. Like there's a lot of reasons. Those reasons are also just as valid as helping other people. When you start aligning your goals towards something you want to achieve and the change in the life that you want to have, which is ultimately freedom, you will have a chance. There's no guarantee, but there's a chance that you can be more successful than not. I encourage you to simply ask the question, why do you want to do this? Sometimes you need someone else to help you dig deeper. If you're looking for help this year, we had a couple of spots open in Nitro that has opened up, and I'd love to be able to help you if you are truly focused next year to get towards a freedom practice. That's what I'm helping my clients on. I'm dedicating my whole year next year to giving all the blueprint that's going to be necessary to get them towards freedom. Then you want to come on jump board. This is not just about communication. It's not just marketing. We're going to do a whole bunch of all of that stuff. We're going to talk about investing. We're going to talk about teams. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of other things that's going to help you get there because that's the plan. If you want to run that marathon, that's the plan. We're going to help you chip away at all the little things you need to consider to help you get towards the freedom practice. If that's of interest to you, you know where to reach me. Message me, email me at Laurence@drlawrencetham.com, or just message me, find me on Facebook. You know where I am. Please, you owe it to yourself to really make the changes in your life. If you really want this bad enough, seek help. That's what everybody else does. If you want to do it on your own, go for it. But if you've been repeating the same goals every single year, you got to ask the question, do I have what it takes, or do I actually need someone to maybe shed some perspective that I need to hear to get me closer to the goals that I want? Well, I hope that you give us a call, and I'm looking forward to adding towards the Nitro community that we have to help each other grow to their best potential. I'll talk to you soon.